Hi people, welcome to Happy Hour with Baroness. It's I, Maria. Okay, so I want to talk about that story, but before I do have some exciting news. Um, this Saturday, which will be, to cheat, the 7th, duh. Yeah, I totally did cheat. I'm sorry, it's a little late for me right now, but this Saturday, Katie Letts is going to be a solo performer set at the Waltz Astoria in Queens. I hope you guys can make it out. It's only $10 for food, and you could either buy a sandwich and a drink or 2 drinks. $10 minimum. It's a great little place. 2 very wonderful people own it, Pedro and Song, and I adore them, and they're just rocking Astoria. This place is fantastic. If you're a singer-songwriter, I suggest you go to their open mics on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's an amazing venue, and I will be there. I've actually been torn up to many different places on Saturday. Weekend seems to be getting more busier lately, I have noticed. On another note, professionally wise, with the events, I haven't thrown an event lately. I haven't had time, and I haven't been able to really research the talents out. But I will be booking for something towards the summer for DeLuca's events, and we'll just kick off the summer right. Nice, fantastic charity event for, of course, the one that I'm always endorsing is GEMS. So of course I'll be doing something for them. And if you guys ever want to host a charity event and need help, just let me know, because I'm more than willing to help out with it and help you plan it and whatnot. So it's gonna be fantastic. I want it to be as big as the event I'm gonna be throwing. Bigger than the last event, which was the snowball event. So I'm toying with many ideas, and really researching talent out for that. So because I want it to be spectacular. So yeah, just a little bit of news. Oh, I guess I was forgetting one tad bit of important information. But I'm of a suspicious nature, and I don't like to talk about things until I feel more sure about things. As you all know, I do a lot of extra work sometimes for certain TV shows or little movies or video. I'm in music videos. I don't want to say little videos because they're not little. But I've been in music videos. But I had an audition for an HBO special, and I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm praying that it goes well, and I will speak more in the details about them as the time gets closer. So, life has been pretty amazing in 2012. When I can honestly tell you people, when I say I'm happy, I really, truly mean it. I really do. So, with that said, let us continue on to my blog that I wrote about. Desperados are the good guys. And, because sometimes be the good guys. So I'm going to go over it. I'm not going to grab my glasses on that because this is something that's, freshly in my mind. And I was thinking, it was funny, I was actually thinking about him today. So I met a guy named Rob, and I met him through an ex-friend of mine. And the whole time she was lying, saying how he was always into her, and, he's sweating her, and etc., so on and so forth. And long story short, he was totally not interested in her whatsoever. Just wanted her as an acquaintance at best. And I'm actually quoting him on that one. But he never even considered her a friend. But, she's the type of person, she's like a leash. Once she gets onto you, she'll try to suck the life out of you. That's the kind of person she is. And one night we were all hanging out, and she got all excited because he was hanging out. And I get the same boy. For someone that has a crush on her, she claims she doesn't have a crush on him. You guys seem to have different roles, because he looks like he can't stand you half the time. I noticed that when we used to hang out, and she would get all excited, like, "Oh my God, we're gonna be hanging out." But I don't care, at this stage in life, you really don't care. Like, whatever, who cares? You're not in high school, you're not even in college. Just grow up, really grow up. So she was acting like a little bit of a drama queen, and we left him, and I just picked up and we bolted, while she was over there starting drama with other people. So that night, him and I hung out. He offered to take me out for dinner, and we had a blast. I always wasn't never so sure about him. I thought he was nice, and got to know him better, and I started to really get to know him better. And I thought he was fantastic. He works a great day job, and he kind of let me know that night that he was, interested in me. And spite of all the crazy stuff, he would like to get to know me better. So we started talking, like I said in the story, and kind of, started getting formed a friendship. I would say it was the attachment, but form of friendship. Well, anyway, we made plans, and one thing led to another, and they would either get, postponed or canceled. I would usually cancel when they end because I'm sorry, I'm not going to be hanging out with somebody at 12 midnight, and sure as hell I'm not going to be hanging out with you at 2 o'clock in the morning, because that's not a date. It's a booty call. Yeah. And he always assured me that he didn't want that. He didn't want to have that booty call. He wanted to take me out and physically hang out and have fun and party and whatnot. And then eventually get the booty. Which is normal, that's what you're supposed to do. One night, he insisted that we hang out. And it's like, okay, fine. So we made plans for 8, got pushed back to 10, got pushed back to 12, got pushed back to 2 o'clock in the morning. And he called me, and he's like, stay up. You better be dressed. I'm coming over. I'm like, I don't think so. Long story short, he showed up. He was at front of my house. And it was really sweet because he wanted to, like I said, he wanted to make a date. But what can you do at 2 o'clock in the morning? Half the places are dying down or closing. So we went out for coffee, diner, and then he, in his car, he had a DVD player, and he had movies, and it was so cute. He made it almost like a movie theater where we could watch movies in his car. So I would say for about 8 hours, we were hanging out in front of my house, just laughing, talking, watching movies. It was a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, I was tired. I wanted to go to sleep at, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., whatever a.m. it was. And, so I give him a kiss goodbye, and, by the way, fantastic kiss. I'm just saying. And as I'm getting out, he stopped me, and he's like, something I need to tell you, and I always noticed that there was something. I knew he was working, but I wasn't really sure what he was doing. I wish I thought it was because he was a consultant. Maybe he was working all crazy hours all around the world. So he told me he was a driver for a company, and I was like, oh, that's cool, I'm a driver. Well, that makes sense now why you're always working crazy hours. And, he lives a high-maintenance life. And then he turned around and he told me the words that I didn't want to hear. He drove escorts. And, right away he assured me this is all legal, nothing shady going on here. And I have personal opinions about, what I think about escort services and stuff like that, and companies, and, I was like, well, it kind of goes against what I believe in. And, we talked about it. We had an in-depth conversation, and I just knew that in the end, we just lived 2 different lives. But I also realized that I really respect this guy, because obviously he respected me enough to tell me the truth. And, he wasn't going to try to mislead me, lead me on. He didn't want to use me. He just really wanted to get to know me, and he wanted me to know the real him. And I can't shun someone for that. I don't think anyone should. We stayed in contact with each other, I would say, a couple of weeks later. Not much longer. Now you see in my eyes, I'll never be a douchebag. He'll never be this horrible person. Never be a liar. I can't accuse him of doing anything wrong. And he can't do the same about me. If he watches this video, I hope he agrees, with that. I still think he's a fantastic man. Just, like I said, we're on 2 different paths, so I knew we weren't going to work out. But I did appreciate that, and I just wanted to say the point of all this story that I wrote about is, I've said this in other videos, communicate. It does work. We had a good communication going on. And it, in the end, even though it wasn't that happily ever after ending, nothing ever is really, it was a good ending, you know, something where I could say this was a successful experience. Was good. I appreciate it. I appreciate him, and all ends, you know, ended well. It really did. I'm not gonna regret it. I still think fondly of him, you know. So that was my lesson. I appreciate it. I hope he did too. I hope you guys, if you ever come across that situation where you just know you're not going to work out, it ends happy that way. And then you can say, you know what, I would have never found out. It's better to find out now than later because you had a great communication with him. Or if you're a guy watching this, with her, you know, with that other significant other person, whatever their sex may be. So, that's what I want to talk about. I will be posting my new story soon, I promise. And then I'll be making another video about that one. That one I think you're all going to like. Alright, everyone. Grab that wine, water. Remember, I'm on TV a lot. Have to keep the skin looking good. Drink more than 8 glasses of this and you'll always look young, according to my mom. It works. Works for her. Works for me. She'll work for you too. So until then, my darlings, next week, hopefully, I wish you all the best. I hope you all have a fantastic work week. And have a good night, because I am going to go to sleep after this. Good night. Salute. God bless.